but it's definitely not the way you say it.
Well, this is officially the worst intro ever.
Counterintuitive.
But yeah, so pretty much I hit the intro button before I actually typed up the notes. So we're just running through it.
How do you pre-cum an intro?
Damn, that's really what I did, huh?
You really did.
I'm that dude at the strip club,
up
huh?
the show.
I'm that dude at the strip club, huh? Let's walk to the bathroom at the VIP.
Yo! Sweat sweatpants!
All right, folks, with that.
Hit us out. You gotta hit something.
This is why we can't have too many people in the studio. But
This is what happens when Mark Bland shows up.
But yeah,
I'm gonna let you get the gunshots. Yeah, you can control the soundboard now.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Just make sure you hit hate, and a gunshot.
Oh, I got you. Y'all been using that shit?
Definitely.
anyways, it's Touchdowns and Tangents.
You're welcome.
Touchdowns and Tangents.
Live from the Good News radio station in Hawthorne, California. Shout out to X Squad affiliates out in Atlanta. Shout out to FBC Radio. Shout out to everyone who listens and fucks with us. Shout out to the other men in the room off air right now for buying into our vision and our dream. We got more to come on that later. But with that,
I feel like you should just call them what they are, incredibly talented interns.
Put some respect on their name.
okay,
As a collective group.
they're just great, exceptional men
The interns.
who are also happening to volunteer their services for our podcast.
Could you not sound like Ponzi scheme?
This is why I'm in PR. This is why I'm in PR, sir.
That's not good PR then.
Oh! And in your
the
head, you
truth.
sound like Floyd Mayweather.
I'm not
Jr.
lying.
And when you talk, you sound like Floyd Mayweather Sr. A little bit.
Whoa.
He's been beat up, man. Leave that man
So
alone.
have you. It's okay, Pete.
Ouch.
Damn.
We love you, Pete. It's okay.
But yeah, what show is this again?
Touchdowns and Tangents, episode 191, actually.
And who are you?
Oh, y'all already know. It's Mark from Sports Talk with Mark and DP. We coming back tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Good News Sports app. What's up?
Did you just introduce yourself as Mark at DP?
The show is called Mark and DP. Sports Talk with Mark and
Anyways, so
DP. I got a co-host, motherfucker.
for about 3 months now,
My bad.
Kenny's been like, where is Mark Bland? He was like, when Mark Bland comes back, we need to have him on the air.
First
we need
interview.
to have him the first interview.
You jumped in the DMs was like, hey, dog, we got dibs.
I called dibs already.
You called dibs. 2
told
weeks in
myself.
advance. Actually, 3 weeks in advance. No, two.
So here we
Last
are.
We talked. I think it was a couple months back. We talked, and you weren't in California at the time. I was like, "Yeah, we gotta link up as soon as you come back." And when I said we gotta link up as soon as you come back, I actually mean that shit.
Yeah.
So Mark, with
So-
that, let the good listeners know
Matter of fact,
where you been at, what you been up to, and what you're looking forward to in the second round of Mark My Words.
That's not my show.
See, God damn it,
Sports Talk with Mark. My bad. I'm telling you, man, I'm having a day. All right.
Dude.
Hey,
I've been having a day myself.
Roy Jones Jr. being interviewed by Max Kellerman. Damn,
Yo, his face is red as hell.
you're worse than me when I used to talk about conflicts of interest in 2015.
It's all
I
right.
say Mark Gunnels is in Kansas City.
You know what?
right
I'm just gonna own it and
Why
say.
did Gunnels talking about? Why did Gunnels talk about?
I'm just gonna own it
where
and
I'm
say-
coming from. He was in front of the Kansas City Chiefs stadium with the LA face mask on. What the fuck was that about?
Which take this.
What?
So I'm
I
just
didn't see
gonna
the
own
picture.
it.
I forgot the face mask.
I was so confused.
I'm just gonna own it and say it was a sneak diss at Gunnels for
sneak
being
diss?
the only show that hasn't come on our show.
a sneak
Are you
diss?
serious?
And he saw it. Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, he never came on mine.
we got soft committed like
I said
4
that, yes, he
times.
did.
So
Yes,
now
it
we're
is,
all
yes, it
sneak dissing him. There you go.
Well,
not-
I take that back. He did come on mine. I take
Okay.
it back.
Now you
That's
just made
because
me
your
feel
name is
worse.
Mark. Y'all both named Mark. He kind of do it,
I was here before him.
and we still. That is true. Not only that, I mean, when we did the Good News,
Showcase.
no, not the showcase. You weren't here for this one. This one we did the retreat here,
Oh, yeah.
I'm never.
and we came up with the podcast name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was fire. Me and him at the best one. We even got up at the same time. Like the Out of Towners podcast. That might happen.
Bro, this dude is always talking about this shit. He's talking
It was
about
fire.
Bro, you're that dude who did one good school assignment.
No.
got a
No.
A- on it
No.
and keeps bringing it up, bro.
Because
got
that shit was
A-.
fire.
No one
No.
cares about your
That was-
fictional podcast. I'm sorry.
Until
That
it's
shit
no
ain't
longer
dreams.
fictional.
No, what
That
if
shit
somebody
ain't
said that about us? What if they?
That's true.
What if they called our podcast fictional?
I mean, I did for like
You
9
just,
months.
You just kind of wow.
Shooting yourself.
Pete out here just denying children that are his.
But yeah,
Whoa.
Mark, I want to talk to Mark. I talk to you every week.
Anyway, shout out to Mark Bland. Now we got to do a proper introduction. This man
Thank
was
you.
gone for a while.
It was
Back now
some
he's in
months. It was actually like 7 or like 8 months.
Yeah, he
Something
was.
ridiculous.
Yeah, he's running from the
Good
feds.
Lord.
It's all good.
No,
kidding.
actually, no. Honest to goodness, like, and I'll elaborate a little bit more on the show tomorrow. But I had a Michael Jordan '93 when my father died.
Condolences.
Thank you.
Condolences, yeah.
Rest in peace to my father, Rodney Reeder. December 17th, 2019. That happened. Plus, I was going through some financial shit. And then I was picking the pieces up like slowly, and I jumped on like 4 podcasts like in between it, like randomly. Like I was doing like Chappelle shit. Like I was just showing up. like I jumped on Nick Hamilton's podcast like within the first 2 weekends of January.
I thought you said you got jumped on this podcast. I was like, wait a minute.
No. These guys have not jumped me. I have not given them a reason to jump me. One person's from Oakland, so he could find a reason to jump me. The other one's from Riverside, and I'm black, so that's enough right there too.
Wow. Wow. You just went at a whole region, but okay.
That was pretty accurate. I kind of want to jump you for being accurate now. I'm just giving you a clap for that. I mean, you from Detroit, so you honest.
Thank you. But
Shout out to you, sir, Mark Bland.
thank you. But you know, we almost actually tried to come back. We tried to bring the show back in April, but then soon as we were talking about it in March, COVID-19 happened. I was like, okay, no.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's safe. Sports is gone. I don't know. And then as sports started,
all good reasons.
Right.
It was an entanglement. It was a sport. It was an entanglement going on in your life. There's different versions. There's different versions of entanglements.
Hell, this is technically an entanglement.
An estranglement, probably. This is more of an estranglement because you were probably being choked of your creative freedom.
Yes, that's accurate. That's accurate. So,
Thank you.
And once we
I
found
gotta
out,
start paying myself.
and then once we found out the NBA was coming back end of this month, I was like, all right, I want to time it up with the NBA coming back because it still wasn't known if all of the other sports were going to, come back as well, not including Major League Soccer because they've been back. But with the popularity of sports in this country, basketball is the one I wanted to go with, and also the show has added an additional title to it, so it's no longer just Sports Talk with Mark. It is Sports Talk with Mark and DP, my co-host Dustin Presley, who he's been full-time co-host since like August of last year going into November, but now 100% full throttle with that.
So how did you come back from that? Like because a lot of people, they say a podcast only lasts like 17 episodes, right? Mm-hmm. So you went through all this adversity, got your life together. Mm-hmm. How did you maintain both the vision of like, I want to get back here, and how did you ultimately make it happen?
So honest to goodness, what ended up happening was I missed doing this every day. I missed doing it. And I miss talking about, something I'm passionate about, something that I love, something that has been part of my life for 29 years, going on 30. And so when I couldn't do what I loved to do in the space that I was already accustomed to, plus, really doing some self-healing and grieving, because my father and I, we actually had like a shared moment of like, this thing could possibly turn into, highly questionable, because he thought about becoming a character like Dan Levitar's father.
Like Poppy.
Yeah, like Poppy. So that was something we actually talked about, and that's something he brought to me. Because he wanted to be involved with it. And so when he passed and that dream and that vision passed, my thoughts going forward was, okay, let me scale this back because he's not going to be here to enjoy the rest of this ride. But at the same time, and also with honoring him a bit and in part, it was like, let me just get back on my shit. And talking to, my co-hosts from, the first wave, and they initially had some things going on in their personal lives where people were possibly moving around, and I didn't know when I came back was it going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
But once I found that continuity again, okay, now we can actually get this thing up and running. And also, what are changes that we want to bring to this, the second go around? Because it has to be new. And so once I found the creativity within myself and also the motivation to get my ass up and like, Keith, all right, let's make it happen. Then we was on the run. And then I took a very low key trip during COVID, early June, and I got some extra motivation while I was gone.
Wow.
I saw that one. Was it to Cancun possibly?
Just do that little cliffhanger in there?
No. I will not say where I went.
Yeah. Don't worry. I won't be like Pete and dry snitch you out. This man will dry.
That's from Riverside.
I'll tell you.
Pete, you're named after a dry snitch in the Bible. You know that, right?
Damn.
I guess.
Oh, why you taking it biblical?
I don't even know this man.
I'm also named after the dude who built the church, but fuck that, right? The dude who knocked out Goliath.
Wait,
no,
that's your middle name. That don't count.
Yeah,
my name is Kenneth Frank James Barry. I'm named after a lot of shit.
By the way, you have the most.
That counts.
You have the most old school ass. I play like 5 different instruments. Motown having ass. Under Barry Gordy having ass
Mexican name, bro.
You have a Mexican name?
Because Mexicans be having the like 3-4 names.
Black
4 first names and 3 last names.
Right? Have you not met enough black people? There's plenty of black folks with 4 ass names.
And my last name is Irish. And my family, I have Creole in my blood and shit. And I'm Native American and black.
Okay.
It's a lot going on.
Kenneth Frank James Barry. If you do Kenneth Frank James, that in itself is like that motherfucker plays like saxophone.
My middle name is my grandfather's whole name.
You listen to the smooth sounds of Kenneth Frank James, baby.
WWKFI.
Yes, Kenneth Frank.
Smooth sounds for all you smooth hounds out there.
There you go.
But yeah, so can you share with us some of those, creative changes that you made? How you gonna make it different? Anything you want to tease? Get people to listen.
Well, so at least for tomorrow's show, because we're coming tomorrow, we got a lot of catching up to do. It's been a lot, just even within the month of July. It's been a lot that we got to talk about.
Yeah.
However, I think like the first half of the show is gonna be just a catch up, kind of like what I'm doing right now. Plus, hey, first 2 days of the NBA being back, and then the week after that, we'll really get to catching up. So that's what's coming tomorrow.
Are you going to also talk about...
And we're here for the jokes, too, every time.
Cool. Are you actually going to talk about the difference between Oakland and Detroit and Oakland and, California? University of Oakland? Because people somehow get that confused.
Not University of Oakland, it's Oakland University.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
it's in the
Oakland
suburbs
University's not in Oakland?
This motherfucker.
Shut up.
He told you to shut up on your whole podcast. Oh, shit.
I'm going to just watch the clip again, man.
Just sit back. We got it.
It's a bye week for me.
He's right.
Oakland University was in.
I'm on a bye
What do you think Weber State is? Where's Weber State? Mr. Basketball, where's Weber State University at? Is Dame
Northwest?
Bullshit. Where?
Above Bakersfield?
Where? Weber State, where Dame Lillard went.
I know Dame Lillard went there. That's about all I know.
Where is it?
Okay, when did this become an interrogation?
When did it not become interrogation?
I have a
Siri, where is Weber
He
State?
just said Siri. Yo! You could Google it. You could have just Googled it. It looks close to you.
She said it looks close to me with 10 hours and 10 minutes. Okay,
I mean, I'm from Oakland. Weber State's.
Where is the school? I've actually never
Bay
known
Area. It's Northern California.
Okay. I didn't know.
Apparently there's one in
Close to Oakland?
Salt Lake.
What? Oakland. Okay, the Oakland University he's talking about is in the Detroit suburbs. Is a D1 school.
Yes. And then I said Weber State, and you're like, Northwest. I'm like, dude. It's pretty
How
much
did we get to Weber State? Oh.
Welcome to
We're talking about
Touchdowns and
Detroit
Tangents.
and Oakland.
Welcome
That's
to
why.
Touchdowns
Because
and Tangents.
I said, are you going to go into differences about Detroit and Oakland?
You know what? We can do that if you want. If you want to come on the show like next week, we could talk about Detroit versus Oakland.
Cool.
That actually sounds fun.
Versus. Because by the way,
Good News Sports versus.
all I'm saying is,
We
y'all
talking
need to
hometown.
put some respect on E40's fucking catalog, and I'm really tired of he about to drop an EP today too or tomorrow.
What's this like his 30th one?
Yeah.
He drops 2 albums every year.
And you've probably listened to like one of the 7.
I've listened to like all his albums.